Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. Friends, first of all, I would like to inform you that this current series on analysis of WTI and natural gas futures correlation is still under trial phase. I therefore request everybody not to take any aspect of this analysis as a trading advice. Now, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand this thoroughly to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. Let us start the day to analyze the movements of WTI crude oil futures and natural gas futures well at a single platform. US crude inventories have been announced, which rose by 7.07 million barrels last week. But here you can see that despite of a bearish inventory, we can see this steady move, which I will show you in a shorter time frame, that how the WTI crude oil futures moved with a steep upward move after the announcement of bearish inventory, whereas the natural gas futures still look to be waiting for their turn by tomorrow. So here you can see that the natural gas futures have found a strong support at these levels, and whereas the WTI crude oil futures now started to look to have come under pressure, but I find still they have potential to move above this level. So let us see these charts separately. Here you can see an hourly chart of WTI crude oil futures. Here you can see on the announcement of WTI crude oil inventory, WTI crude oil futures moved downward up to the level of $55.55, and here we can see a strong buying support at the level of $55.55, and now the WTI crude oil futures have formed a good formation in an hourly chart, as here you can see that 20 days exponential moving average has crossed over the 20 days moving average, and whereas both of them looks to be turning upward, here you can see the formation of a second green candle, which indicates that here the WTI crude oil futures have found a good support from the crude bulls above these levels. So friends, I find that the WTI crude oil futures are moving upward, and no doubt that soon we will find them to test this 200 days moving average in a short while, which is currently at the level of 56.48. So here you can see that despite the announcement of a bearish inventory, WTI crude oil futures look too bullish to move upward. As I discussed in my last analysis, that the crude bulls look too reluctant to move upward. They were just waiting for the announcement of inventory levels, but here I find that the inventory levels hardly matter when the movement of WTI crude oil futures start from the level of $55.55. Let me show you this movement in a 15-minute chart. Here you can see that how the WTI crude oil futures move upward with a steep upward move after the announcement of inventory up to the level of $56.41, where I find that once we will see them to move once again up to these levels, because here you can see in a 15-minute chart that the current upward trend is still intact in crude oil futures. Now let me show you the movements of natural gas futures in an hourly chart. Here you can see that finally the natural gas futures have found good support at the level of $2.836, which provides a good support to natural gas futures in case of a downward move. No doubt that still the natural gas futures are moving inside this decisive zone, where I find that the levels of $2.836 will provide a good opportunity to natural gas bulls to go long from the current levels, as the natural gas futures are still maintaining at the lower uptrend line of this uptrend zone, which I constructed in this chart. So let us see these movements in a 15-minute chart. So in the 15-minute chart, here you can see that natural gas futures came downward up to the level of $2.833 before moving upward, and now currently they are still maintaining maintaining at the level of $2.836, and I find that here the natural gas futures will find good support from the natural gas bulls, because below this level, this is a fresh buying zone. As usual, the natural gas futures find good support below the level of $2.830 whenever they take a downward move. So friends, I find that soon we will see a good reversal in natural gas futures from the current levels back up to the levels of $2.888, and I find a closing above the level of $2.888 will attract more natural gas bulls to go long, as we are going for the inventory announcement on Thursday, where I find that the announcement of a bullish inventory of natural gas will encourage natural gas bulls to go long from the current levels. So friends, be ready to see an action in natural gas futures along with the WTI Crude Oil futures. Now once again, let us go back to the hourly chart of natural gas futures and WTI Crude Oil futures, where I am studying the correlation between the moves of the WTI Crude Oil and natural gas futures. Now let us see this chart in the 15-minute time frame. Here you can see that the WTI Crude Oil futures and natural gas futures kissed each other before moving in opposite directions, which indicates the inverse relation between them. But here you can see one thing is common. Once again, they have had positive correlation from these levels. Once again, you can see that still they have inverse relation on one hand, where we can see a downward move still continue. Now here you can see once again both of them have had inverse correlation between their movements, as here you can see that the natural gas futures had started to move downward after touching these levels, and here you can see that a gap created may keep the natural gas futures under pressure for some more time, and once again here their correlation has been turned to positive, because both of them are still looking under pressure. As you can see, the movements of WTI Crude Oil futures are still on the downward side along with the natural gas futures, as both of them have turned a negative directional move. Now here you can see that although both the futures are looking under pressure, but they have found good support at their respective levels, and now I find they are about to turn once again in upward direction very soon, because I find that still their positive correlation is intact. So friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.